What's up? Here we go. I think it's working now.
Hopefully, third time is a charm.
That's right. As usual, we're having our, traditional audio issues trying to get this thing kicked off, but I believe that we got it all set now.
Hopefully you can all hear us.
That's right. So, well, I guess I will have to do this. We will start from the beginning. How's that? Welcome to the Welcome to the Sword of Truth podcast, the alcohol-fueled, chapter-by-chapter reread of the Sword of Truth series with some whiskey mixed in beer on the side. That was Jade's idea.
Yeah, the beer's not that strong, and it's a celebration, right?
That's right. It is a celebration. I'm Nate.
And I'm Jade, and on this episode, we are going to be collaborating on a discussion with all of our book friends of Chapter 15 of Temple of the Winds.
That's right, that's right. We are live on Discord right now, so that means as long as you guys are a patron, you can hop over on Discord and jump in the, what is it called, channel called Live Chat, and we'll be able to read everything you guys type to us while we record this episode. And
we did just get a new computer, so we are trying to, make things better. We are working towards hopefully being able to hear people and do this a little bit better, but as per usual, we don't know how to work technology, so it might take a little while for us to make it work.
That's right. We'll get it figured out, though, eventually. Maybe by the time we finish up with the last book, we'll be like, oh, hey, there was a super simple way to do it this whole time.
What did we say? That's 4 years from now? 5 years from now?
It's longer than that. 2037.
Oh, okay. We're going to be real good friends by then.
That's right. That's right.
So yeah, as of right now, if you type in the chat, we can see what you say, but we can't hear you if you're talking just because the microphones wouldn't be able to pick it up very well. But yeah.
More technical stuff.
If you have any notes, we would love to hear them because that's why we're here.
That's right. All right. I say we get this thing kicked off.
Yeah,
Gears are open.
Because Nate does have plenty of notes. Oh, we don't have them on the notes. The open is not. Oh, we did the note. My brain is broken. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I love it so much.
I need a drink more. We just did it 3 times, so it's not my fault. I forgot where we were.
All right. Well, this chapter opens up as the guards salute Richard as he heads down to Kahlan's room. Richard's being followed by Kara, Reyna, Berdine, Ulick, and Egan. So these guards let Richard pass, but they cross their pikes and give a big old middle finger to everybody else that was following him.
So has time passed, or did Richard just immediately, when he got back, be like, fuck my personal guards, no, but to his other guards? Because they just automatically already know that they're on the shit list.
Oh, yeah. Well, no. Actually, what it was is that he had passed them a note earlier with a list of names of people who could get in to see Kahlan.
Oh.
And these people were not on that list, so they did not get in the room.
Okay.
Okay, so Kara Zagil comes up in her fist when this happens, because she is pissed that she's not going to be let in to, help guard Richard and Kahlan. But her fist drops it right away after a look from Richard, because, she's not about to go toe-to-toe with him, you know?
Yeah.
They take a new position down the hall instead, and then with a hand signal from Kara, Reyna and Ulick take spots down at the opposite end. Or I think maybe what they're trying to do is get around to the other side of the room.
Yeah, it implied...
So they could guard from that way.
Yeah, it implied that they were going to try and sneak around and find a different way in.
Yeah, at the very least, nobody's going to get in or out of the room without them knowing.
Yeah.
At least part of the club knowing.
Yeah.
Just can't be letting everybody sneak in and out. So when he rounds the corner, he sees Nadine sitting on a chair, swinging her legs and looking bored. She pops up when she sees him. She looks clean, fresh. Her hair is glistening.
Ugh.
And her dress looks tighter?
Suspicious.
Much tighter. Showing off her shape. Seeing her like that reminds Richard that there had been a time, but as we know, he is not super in the mood right now, so as he approaches, she seems to lose her confidence or her chipper.
Well, yeah, it seemed like she was sitting in the chair waiting for him to arrive, obviously, considering the way she pops off the chair and she looks all nice sitting there waiting for him. But then when she sees his actual expression, like her idea in her head of how it was going to go probably was like, oh shit.
It's already derailed so far.
That's right. He's mad at me.
So she points to the door to avoid eye contact. It was made very clear. She does not want to make eye contact with Richard while he's in this sour mood, and says she was just waiting to change Kahlan's poultice. Richard thanks her for being there, and she says, of course, you and me are Heartlanders after all. Aw.
You see, our connection? We are so connected, Richard. There's a specialness here.
Just me and you against the world,
Yeah.
and that includes your fiancé.
Yeah, nobody else has this, okay?
Oh, man. She picks at a thread on her dress, still no eye contact, and says, Tommy and skinny Rita Wellington got married. He beats her. I had to give her herbs when he made her bleed, down there. People pretend not to see what's happening. Richard, not about to leave Aidendrill to handle that situation, basically says, well, if he keeps it up, her brothers will handle it.
Yeah, not my problem. I mean, it's sad. Also, I feel like Nadine is sharing way more of this woman's personal issue. Like, she could have just been like, everyone knows that he's mean to her and he does really bad things. But no, she was like, specifically, I've had to give her herbs for when she bleeds down. Like, that's personal information, Nadine. I don't think she knew you were going to be gossiping about it to everybody.
Yeah, I mean, and as much as you don't want to be a gossip, I guess, it's still like, well, what did you do when she came to you? HIPAA ain't a thing right now. Oh, yeah,
No.
Jackal King right there.
Yeah.
Violation of HIPAA,
Yeah,
100%.
that was my first thought. Like, if you're a healthcare provider, Nadine, what the fuck are you doing?
Isn't this rule 1? Or maybe 2? But it's up there. I'm pretty sure.
But no, she doesn't help either, because that's just the way it is.
It
But
also...
She knows it's bad enough to bitch to Richard about it.
Oh, yeah. It also does not seem to me like Richard didn't care. He just has his stuff, and he can't leave to handle that right now.
Well, also, I feel like any, person who has a rational brain in their head, if your ex-girlfriend came back to you and was talking about her, ex-abuser being married to somebody, that she's trying to, make you feel a certain way. You know that she's trying to manipulate your emotions in some way. You have to.
Pulling on those heartstrings.
Right. So, you have to put a brick wall up and just be like, okay, good to know. I'm not going to get into all your messiness back at home, because that's not what we're doing here.
Can't happen right now. Sorry. So,
but she doesn't let it go.
No, she does not let it go. There's still no eye contact at this point. And I think this is where it ties into, she's trying to make Richard feel a certain way, because she says, it could have been me. Pregnant, wondering if I had lost this one too. I figured I owed you. Kahlan's the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. Not like me.
Oh.
And yeah, so she is trying to guilt trip him a little bit. But, I mean... It goes unsaid here, but for Richard to go back to Westland to handle that situation, it's kind of a given that Nadine would be like, well, I'm coming with you, right?
Yeah.
And then that's Nadine and Richard off to
Figure
away from Kahlan, most likely, and that wouldn't be good.
Well, I think the other part of it is, it's one thing to make amends with an ex or something. If they did something great for you and you recognize it more now as an adult than you did back then. That could be what this is, her recognizing, as an adult, I realized that what you did for me was fucking huge, because I'm not the pregnant one there. But that's not what she's doing here. It's more of you saved me and I'm in love with you. That, not thank you, I am not in an abusive marriage anymore. It's thank you, I'm not in an abusive marriage, but I fucking love you still because of it.
Right.
Yeah, there's an undertone that wouldn't be needed in a regular conversation like this.
So, Richard says that he would have done the same thing for anyone. This was not an I love you thing. This was a decent human being doing the right thing in that situation.
Yeah, which I think he intended as a jab. A little bit.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
You weren't special. I would have done it for anybody. But then she takes it like it's intended and he feels bad.
On the verge of tears, she apologizes for thinking Richard had other reasons for helping. He's like, look, you've grown into a beautiful woman. And finally the eyes come up. He's like, I'm not trying to be an asshole, but like I would have done it for anybody, Now, I didn't dance with you at the Midsummer Festival because you were clumsy little Nadine Brighton.
See, and I know he's trying to make her feel better, but I don't feel like he had to be like, hey, dude, you're hot. And you were hot back then. You don't have to do, like, you could just be like, no, hey, don't feel bad. I would have done it for anybody, but also, I'm not the one for you. Like,
yeah. I think a beautiful woman was probably compliment enough to be like, look, I'm not saying you're hideous or a piece of shit because she's over there just like self-depreciating herself. He's trying to be like, you're not ugly, right? You're fine. That would have been a good way to say it. But like, like you said, taken, so not interested. It really has nothing to do with the way you look or the way you are. I just, have somebody better.
Yeah. I just feel like the extra comment about how I didn't dance with you because you were clumsy, like you're giving her more false hope. Like she read into that back then. She did. She was in love. You don't need to give her extra reasons to be like, oh, there was feelings there. Let's keep trying to stir those feelings up,
Yeah, no, don't keep the compliments coming at all. I don't think he should have said that I didn't dance with you because you were clumsy little Nadine Brighton. Yeah. I danced with you because of those tits. Yeah. No, he should have stopped before that, Been like, hey, you grew up, you're good. You're good.
Somebody will love you. The right person for you will find you absolutely stunning.
And
I'm going to go see my wife.
And here's why. Here's why you don't lean into anything like that. Because then she tells him that she has carved NC into her betrothal trunk for Nadine Cypher. Back away slowly, Richard.
Yep.
Put the compliment box down and just back up. It's not good.
Yeah, it's a dangerous place. Anytime you're talking with an ex, if you start getting in the reminiscing, like, I carved this, imagining our future, this is a dangerous territory. Red flags everywhere. Yeah. Especially if you're with somebody, I was going to say,
if you're single and you're looking for that, then great. Yeah. This is right where you want to be.
But if you're in a relationship, you stop this conversation.
So he tells her he's sorry Michael died, but she says that it was for him instead. Fuck. He tried to get out of that one too. He's like, yeah, sorry about my brother who also had the last name of Cypher. So. Well,
and she also had she had a thing with him, and we know something happened between those two. So
that's right.
So this is Richard kind of being like, yeah, I know you wanted Michael more, so sorry, he's dead.
Besides, he's Richard Rawl now. So he, that name wouldn't have even been accurate.
You done fucked that one up. Sorry.
Darn. Nadine, I would, but my name is different, and, you can't change that.
Yeah. Had you done NR, maybe we could have worked with it.
Yeah. But you didn't, so. Besides, my future's with Kahlan. Like we were saying, I already got a girl. I appreciate maybe what you're doing, but like, I am going to respectfully decline.
Yeah. Besides,
in no uncertain terms, I am saying no to you right now.
Yes, you are beautiful, but I have this hot ass fucking woman in that other, like, just pour the compliments on about your own wife and be like, I'm going to go in there now.
You're pretty and all, but she's got that booty.
Yeah.
And she knows what to do with it, so. She apologizes now for her mistake with Michael, but Richard just thanks her for helping Kahlan.
Yep.
He is done with that conversation. Nadine tells him that Kahlan invited her to stay for a little while. And I love how he immediately puts a limit on it. He's like, oh, for like a couple days?
Okay, cool.
For all he knows, this could have been like, oh yeah, I'll stay for a month or two, help out around here. Nope.
He's like, I do not want you around.
I'd have been like, oh, for like lunch? We'll get you going maybe tonight? Tomorrow morning or tonight.
So we're going to put you up in a hotel down in the city then, right?
Yeah, down there way at the edge of town so you can just get right on your way first thing in the morning. All right, doors on the wall. He goes, well, I guess it's all right with me if it's all right with her. She totally ignores his disapproving look and changes the subject immediately. Did you see the moon last night? Everyone was talking about it. He responds by saying that and more.
Ooh.
And walks away.
That's ominous.
It is ominous, especially because in the last chapter, we were given a very short description of Richard after he was visited by the messengers that he sent home right away. And we had wrongly assumed, I'll own this one, that Richard came back just because of Raina and Ulick? Or did I have that backwards?
Yeah.
Berdine and Egan.
No, you're right.
That's fun to say, Berdine and Egan.
He took Berdine with him.
That's right. He took Berdine. So, but it's not just because the other people showed up to give him the message from Kahlan. The reason that he turned around and headed back to Aidendrill was the moon.
Yeah, well, to be fair to
And
you...
we don't know that yet in this chapter, but it did say because of everything he saw, he knew that he had to go back. But it didn't say what it was. It was the moon.
And to be fair to you, though, the way that it was described in the previous chapter made it sound like because of that bullshit, he went and just pointed at it because he was mad. It made it sound like I was pissed that she disobeyed my orders, so I went and pointed out the tree and I headed back. There was no mention of any other bullshit.
But it was worded in such a way that if you were paying attention, which, I mean, I was paying attention, but I did not catch this.
Yeah, no.
So he knocks on the door because he's made it to the end of this hallway, I'm guessing it is.
Yeah.
And a rotund woman tells him that Kahlan's just getting dressed and then closes the door. So he yells through the door because fuck it. Dressed, she's supposed to be in bed. But when he doesn't get an answer, he just decides to wait.
As you should if you're a respectable man, right?
That is hilarious. He's like, I'm literally the king of this castle. I should be able to come in any door I want to, but I will wait because I'm not an asshole.
Yeah.
But then he paces. He doesn't just stand or pull a Nadine, sit and like kick his legs. And I don't know, when I pictured Richard pacing, it's almost comically fast.
Oh, yeah.
Because he just can't wait to go see Kahlan.
Lots of huffing and puffing.
lots of mumbles underneath his breath.
Yeah.
Goddamn Dory won't let me in the fucking thing. I just want to say hi to Kahlan.
She's supposed to be laying down. She shouldn't even get any drunk. There shouldn't be any reason why I have to fucking wait. She should be laying there and I should be able to walk the fuck in.
She just does whatever the hell she wants. I'm going to go down in the pit, Richard. I told you, Kahlan. I'm sorry.
To be fair, she ran this bitch before you came around.
So looking around while he paces, he sees Nadine's head peek around the corner and then disappear real quick. And he paces at the door until the rotund woman lets him in.
The note says Rubicon woman.
It does say Rubicon, and I believe... No, I actually think that is in the book. It said Rubicon woman. But when I was looking around for the definition, I couldn't get a clear understanding of what Terry meant by Rubicon woman.
Okay.
So I went with rotund because I was going to say it on the notes. I had it in the notes to remind me of that. But I was like, I just don't know what that means.
I don't know. In my head, it makes me think of like a soldier or so, like a...
Something sturdy and tough and well,
like
what is it? Jeep Rubicon?
Yeah. Like
or Chevy? I don't know what it is.
For some reason in my head I was kind of thinking
something
of
like that,
Transformers or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right. So Richard enters the room and is immediately reminded that he's just a simple woods guide. It's a quiet sanctuary that totally fits someone kings and queens bow to. He is
badass room.
Yeah, he's totally out of his element. He feels like if he had seen this room before he met her, he wouldn't have had the guts to talk to her. He feels silly having taught her wood stuff, but loves the way she was happy to learn. So, like, you can't judge somebody based on their bedroom. Right?
No, right. Yeah. I mean, it's very much the, like, had you met... It's like Princess Jasmine. Aladdin wouldn't have never, like, ran around with her and given her an apple off the street if he thought that she was the fucking princess.
If he had known... Oh, my fuck, Jade.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
You'd be like, oh, that's Princess. I got to run because she's going to get me in trouble for stealing all the shit.
Yeah.
With my cool monkey.
And she's so pretty and she's got gold and I would steal the shit out of that gold.
I would steal the shit out of that gold. Right after I steal the shit out of her heart.
Oh, shit. And she has a tiger? Fuck. Okay. Definitely not fucking with that bitch.
Oh, fuck.
But because she's got the little brown outfit on, she's fine.
That's
cool.
right.
She can learn all the poor people stuff.
So there was only a few houses in Heartland that wouldn't fit inside this room. We are talking massive fucking room.
Mm-hmm.
There's a silver tray that has tea, soup, biscuits, and brown bread. 2 of those things are kind of the same.
No.
I mean,
no.
I know obviously there's a difference between tea and soup and biscuits and bread, but like biscuits or bread, what do you want?
I'm just saying, if you go to like Outback Steakhouse, they have that brown bread, and that's
right.
like,
you know what?
super
You know
fucking good.
I take it back.
Yeah.
100%, because now I know what you're talking about. And yeah, no, I'm on board. I was wrong, and I apologize.
We can talk about bread for a while if you want. I can tell you all the different kinds of bread.
Oh, man. Excuse me. Okay, so Richard hadn't eaten since noon the day before, but he is still not hungry. The 3 servants in the room seem to watch him just to see if he would dare walk in on Kahlan. When he asks if she's dressed, the rotund woman says that she wouldn't have let him in if she weren't.
It's interesting that there are all these women buzzing around so worried about her being chaste and whatever, considering that we've gone this far in Aiden. Like, we haven't been there that long, I guess, with Kahlan, but nobody else, like, we've gone this far until this has happened. Up until now, it's been just the Mord Sith that brought anything up about waiting till marriage. Up until that point, even Kahlan and Richard were like, fuck yeah, we're gonna get to that bed, it's gonna be awesome. Then we got there, and the Mord Sith were like, maybe we should wait till marriage, like honor for our sister of the Aegeo or whatever bullshit they were trying to tout.
Uh-huh.
And now, apparently, all of the people in the Confessor's Palace believe in marriage, like sex after marriage, which is silly to me because none of the other confessors like had a reason, because they confessed those guys, so it's not like they were gonna run after they fucked them or got them pregnant. Like,
yeah,
they were locked in before the marriage.
It was gonna happen.
Yeah, so like, there's no point in waiting, and like, also, there's tons of other steps before marriage, guys. I'm just saying. I don't know why y'all are being acting like can't even be alone for 2 seconds.
All right. Oh, I just got a message on Discord from Al. It says Rubicon. I was just looking here and I found the word. It wasn't Rubicon. It was Rubicund. Rubicund woman. And I just don't know what that means. Yeah, it's right here. I'm going to show Jade the passage here. Right here. Rubicund. Rubicund. I'm going to see if I can download the dictionary and then I can find it. I didn't realize that was a thing.
Or maybe it was a typo in the E version. If Al's looking at like an actual book.
Oh, no, right here. Rubicund. It's a real word. Derivative. Let's see here. Oh, adjective. Especially of someone's face having a ruddy complexion, high colored.
Oh. So she looks rough.
She looks rough.
she's rotund and rough looking.
She's tired.
Which is unfortunate, because you would think, being one of the like private maidservants to the Mother Confessor, you'd have a little bit better, quality of life.
Oh, yeah.
Than some of the other servants, but whatever.
Being the high level.
Yeah.
Kind of a thing.
Yeah.
But we also know about them that they are very diligent with their work. They are popping up all over the place.
Yeah.
They never leave her alone. So, like, they are always on guard, kind of. Okay, so speaking of this, he notes that outside of her rooms, Richard can talk and joke with the staff after putting them at ease, because, he's still the Lord Rawl. But once he gets in, they all turn to bold, protective Mother Hawks. Maybe this is why she's a Rubicund woman. I just learned a word. I'm going to use it a lot now.
Yeah, which is, it's cool, I guess. It just, I felt like 4 books in, it was strange that all of a sudden we had these mother hawks that existed that we had never seen anything from them before. Also, they're there and protecting Kahlan's honor. But all right, go off.
Go off. Well, taking all of this in, this huge room, all of these strange, aggressive women, kind of passive-aggressive women, he finally sees the bed. The bed.
Which he has seen before now, because I feel like when she wasn't there, he had gone into this room.
You know what? I think you're right.
And because there was like a moment where he looked at the bed and he was all like sad because she wasn't there to like share it with him.
Oh no.
I'm sorry.
I swallowed my beer wrong. I apologize.
Are you okay? You gonna make it?
Yeah, it makes for great listening. I'll be okay. Okay. So this bed is a huge 4-poster with a thick embroidered bed cover. And he very much wants to be in it. Anyways. But he's also a little intimidated by it. Like, it says that he thinks he might get lost in it. But Kahlan promised him that wouldn't happen.
You know what? Honestly, we slept in that bed in Scotland. It was also a 4-poster bed. And that bed had some kind of magic fucking cover, like a mattress cover on it. And when you laid down in it, you literally like sunk into the bed.
Yeah.
And I normally have to sleep with like pillows between my legs and like it's a whole fucking thing. I move a lot. There, I laid on my back and then I didn't move.
And then I stayed there.
And then I woke up in the morning and my back was like, hey,
which is like,
we're feeling great.
The only fucking time that's ever happened in the history of ever.
Yeah, I woke up. Seriously, every time that me and Nate travel, a lot of times I'll end up on the floor of the hotel room in the morning, just like laying there because my back fucking hurts and I can't do anything about it.
Yeah, been there.
Did not happen. I was great. So if her bed is anything like that,
It was good enough to where Jade got out of bed one morning and said, let's go climb a mountain.
Yeah.
So that's literally the best thing that we could ever say about somebody's mattress. Hey, if you own a mattress store and you want us to review your mattress, send us the one that's going to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. So I just wanted to say you could totally like potentially get lost. We had to like find each other if we were trying to talk to each other in the bed.
I don't think that was intimidating though. It's just like a foam party. Like, let's go.
Yeah, it was fun. I enjoyed it.
So Kahlan herself is standing in front of the glass doors to the balcony, glowing in the sunlight with a white satiny dress, hair just fucking flowing.
Just fucking magical.
Looking perfect. He decides that the bed will be just fine.
Perfect and virginal and amazing standing there.
Turns out that bed is actually a tool, and I need to use it. The bed of truth. I was just like,
wow.
He's got the sword of truth. It's just a tool for the seeker. And then he's got like carts and shit dragging around this bed with him. And he's like, oh, this is the bed of truth.
To be fair, he is really good with his hands. And that like comes through on all different aspects.
And he never tires.
No.
We know that's not a problem for Richard.
No, he's got some stamina.
Go, boy, go. I was just thinking like, was it good for you? And she's like, it was amazing. And the bed goes, Try again, bud.
Next time.
So Kahlan startles when he touches her shoulder. She thought it was Nancy. He's like, that's weird. I always know when it's you walking into a room.
She's like, the fuck are you talking about?
You cannot. I love it. He's like, yeah, I can tell by your smell, your sounds, your breathing, the way you move, etc.
And immediately she's like, are you a dog? How can you smell and hear me that well?
A lot of it's in the nose. Yeah. Yeah. The nose and the ears are pretty good. So she goes, or he asks her, can't you tell me? And she goes, no, because that's not something normal fucking people do, Richard.
No.
You a weirdo?
Now, to be fair, he does have like a sword and shit. So like maybe if she paid a little bit more attention, she could be like, that's a person who has clingy weapons on his belt. It's probably my husband,
or
to
like
be, or whatever.
Super dangly earrings or something like that.
She just needs to put a bell on the back of his belt so he doesn't know why he's ringing all the time, but there's like a cat, you know?
That's fucking great. Like, ding, ding, ding. That's you.
Yeah. And he's like, I don't know why the fuck I keep making this noise, but okay.
But Richard says that if she doesn't believe him, she can test him sometime. And I'm guessing she probably will do that.
Yeah. I would immediately be like, how am I going to fucking test you sometime? Sneak into the room? Is that you just got to be sneaky?
Yeah, you just got to fucking sneak up on her all the time.
Okay.
Never make any sound whenever you're walking, because you never know when she's going to be like, it's you.
I do that sometimes to you, but it's just to scare you.
Oh, great.
Like, I'll just pop into a room in the hallway, and then all of a sudden I'll pop out, and then you get freaked out, and it's hilarious.
Yeah, so much fun.
I love it.
To be fair, I don't know you're there when you get me.
I know. To be fair, we came down here to record.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Stalker status.
Yeah, he was down here setting up, and then all of a sudden I was down here behind him, and he was like, fuck! Where did you come from? It's like, I wasn't quiet. Nate just can't hear things if there's more than one noise.
That's why I podcast, and I crank up my headphones. I can hear everything now.
Everything here.
Yeah. Including whatever anybody's doing upstairs and on the other side of the house.
But you know what I think we should be doing?
You know, I was just going to say, you know what we should test ourselves?
Oh! What's that?
No, I mean, you got there first.
Oh.
By all means, it's yours.
Beer breaks.
Beer break. Fuck yeah.
That's what I was going to talk about. Was your star beer. And this beer, I think we've had it on here before. It's Saugatuck Brewing Blueberry... It's Saugatuck...
Oh, how is that spelled?
Brewing. Blueberry Lemonade Shandy. And it's refreshing, crisp, and flavorful. That's what the can says, anyways. It's 5.0%. And it's just like a light fucking beer. It's pretty good. We got them yesterday because it was like 120 degrees outside. Not actually that hot, but really humid. And we had to do outside things with our family. So we were like, what beer can we drink with our family in the sun? And it was this one.
It was that one.
It was this one. So it's pretty good. It's light. There's not a lot of, like, it doesn't hit you. You can drink a bunch of them and not feel real bad. You made a face, but you can. That's why I suggested...
Oh, no, you totally can. I'm not trying to suggest you can't.
I suggested putting some whiskey in them, because, just make them a little... pop off a little faster.
Now, I know for a fact that I've seen blueberry whiskey, and I have seen lemonade whiskey, although I don't know how that would taste. But, like, if you were to put maybe a flavored whiskey... My suggestion was more like blueberry vodka. Yeah, that'd be better. Mix it in with that, with some ice. But we have the whiskey, yeah. I don't know if you want to mix a $200 bottle of whiskey in with this, but, like, we have other whiskeys. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Now, I guess I just got the idea, because I know that some people, like, they take White Claws or whatever, white girl drink that they can, and then they'll put vodka in it to make it go a little, pop off quicker, like I said. And, like a Tito's and vodka? Yeah. Tito's is vodka. I know. Okay, it was a joke you just said. It was a joke. Okay. I just said a joke. Yeah. I just, it's maybe not healthy, and probably fuck you up pretty good, but as of now, we're just with the beer. Just with the beers. That's right. We're saving the whiskey for the after show. So if you guys are sticking around for that, it'll be full tilt. Yeah. Yeah. It'll start, I don't know, it'll start going downhill or uphill quickly. I'm not sure which one it is yet. If we're really drunk and funny, is it uphill or is it downhill? Well, that's kind of, I would say, subjective, because we're going to think we're doing great. Yeah. And everybody else is going to be like, wow, ooh, probably shouldn't have had that last one, huh? But they did. Like some of our earlier episodes when we got real hammered and then listened back and we're like,
Okay.
Now we're like, normally it's 1 beer each per episode. And that's it. If we're really leaning in, we're like, okay, maybe I'll have another one. But now that we're doing like after shows and stuff, we're like, no, 1 per. Because if you do more than that, then you're asking for trouble.
But that's why the after show, we end up getting, like, we reserve those extra drunk times for the after show.
That's right.
It's behind the paywall.
Oh no, it changed the whole layout of the
Yeah,
notes.
it fucked it all up.
We stopped for 2 minutes.
Fucked it all up. Are we taking a break? But we're live. What was happening?
We are live, so there's no break. So if you were listening to this on the regular feed, then we would say
We'll be right back.
we're gonna go have a refill, refresh our drinks, or just take a little break, and we'll be back right after this. And then you would hear the sword sound. Sword. And then you would hear the sword sound again after the commercials, just like that.
Ka-ching!
But if you're listening live, no commercials. Fuck yeah.
It's like Netflix for podcasts.
That's right. All right, so now we get down to Richard and Kahlan, the meat of this chapter.
I don't know why that made me laugh.
I just said meat and Richard and Kahlan, and it was funny.
I was like, meat.
Meat.
Tube steak.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it gets there. It gets there. So he asks her how she's doing, and she says, or I'm sorry, how she's doing. He does, but he's also kind of saying, and what the fuck are you doing on a bed? And she just goes, stop it. No, you're not going to do that to me. I'm not a child. I'm an adult.
Which, fair, because the whole time,
100%.
all the way up through this chapter until this point, I was like, why the fuck is she supposed to be on bed rest? She cut her goddamn arm. What is, what? Why are we acting like she was gravely injured? And then I realized it was because she had, let her power out, that she was, extra tired, so everyone thought she was more injured than she was. But I'm just I mean, Richard's been with her all this time. She's used her power plenty of times, and she doesn't look like she's gravely injured. I don't know. It just seemed like an over-exaggeration of her symptoms when everyone was just like, she needs to be on bed. Bitch has done this a million times. She got a little cut, and she used her power. She's fine. Let her eat a snack and move on.
She hit her head too, though, right?
Did she?
I think she did.
Oh, maybe she did, but I was just like, whatever, bitch is fine.
But still, that's not the thing that they're really focused on.
I guess that was my...
Her arm was hurt. She was tired from using her power, but she's fine. She's fine.
Maybe I forgot that, because they didn't... If she did hit her head, it wasn't important enough for her to mention
here.
That she got a concussion or something.
Right.
She's like, I cut my arm, I used my power, get the fuck off my balls.
Kahlan's lady balls.
Yeah.
So, he says, look... Okay. Finally, they get some tongue action. Well, almost. She goes for the tongue. He does not. He's not into it. He's not worried about hurting her now, but he's just like, I want to be careful. Again, she reminds him she's fucking fine, and then she gets the kiss that she wants.
Yeah. She's like, hey, calm the fuck down. We're making out.
I think it's just because she is Richard's most precious, human. You know what I mean? He holds her in regard above anybody else. So the fact that she's hurt, he's going to be extra, extra careful with her. So she's like, I just want to fucking give you a kiss, dude. Can I do that? And he's like, I don't want to hurt you. I understand you're being a nice guy right now, but that's not what Kahlan wants.
Yeah. I mean, I understand it, and she might act the same way if he was hurt. But again, if he was hurt, he'd be saying the same fucking, hey, I'm a tough motherfucker.
He'd be like, my arms hurt, my dick works fine. So.
Yeah, and that I guess that's just where, she's a woman, so she's more fragile.
I can use my other arm to move the covers.
Yeah, look, we're fine. I can undo my belt just fine with one hand.
After the kiss, she immediately asks if he saw Kara. You didn't yell at her, did you? It wasn't her fault. And you had that look in your eyes the last time that I saw you. So she has been worried about this.
See, and they have, I guess this stuff gets a little confused, because it seems like they had a discussion, and then he went and saw Kara, and now he's back with Kahlan. And so, like, this is the first time we're seeing them interact, and it kind of seemed like it was the first time they're interacting since he's been gone. But they have seen each other one time before this.
Yes, once before. And I don't know why it wasn't in the book. Like, it should have been in the book, right?
Yeah, especially if he gave her more of an attitude than he does here. Because here he's acting very like, oh my god, you're hurt. And after he gave everybody else so much fucking sass.
Well, he says we had a talk.
Quote,
we talked. We know what the fuck happened.
Mm-hmm.
And he chalks that up to a talk.
It was a chit-chat.
We had a little chat. Little chat. He asks her why Nadine is still here. And that's when she notices that his arm is bleeding in that special way it does sometimes.
the way you wrote, that's like her special smile.
Special smile. Yeah. His arm is bleeding in his own special way.
How fucking weird is it, though, that he didn't stop in a bathroom or...
Just like clean it up a little bit.
Yeah, it's still bleeding, which implies it's not a superficial scratch like we were talking about earlier, which I don't even think would be possible with a goddamn sharp-ass knife like that. But it implies that he's still bleeding from his arm, so it was a pretty good fucking thing he did there. He's just, like, dripping all over the carpet all the way here.
I was just gonna say that. He's thoughtful enough to be like, I don't want to wake her up prematurely. I want her to get her rest. So he has time. He even paces for a little while until they let him in, but at no point is he like, maybe I should wipe this up so I don't bleed all over the carpet.
To be fair, the pacing probably made the bleeding worse because he got his heart rate up.
He's got to get that heart rate up, buddy.
Also, it's interesting. The sword can't hurt somebody who's not an ally or who you think is innocent, but he can scratch himself with it.
Oh, yeah. Wow, what the fuck does that mean?
Yeah.
Wow, yeah. I never even thought about that.
It's just something that
he could totally do that to himself.
Without even a hesitation. He could just...
Maybe it's because it's a whole turning the blade white and he...
Forgives himself? No, I don't
know. It has to be like a self-love type thing. Not that kind of self-love. No polish in the sword. This is different than that. Now he's getting it dirty.
I don't know. Maybe we'll get into that more later, but
okay.
That's a thing. That's a thing, I think.
So Kahlan asks him, did you fucking kill Kara?
Oh, hey.
Which is a fair question to ask.
You want to tell me something?
And he's like, no, I just used the sword to judge her like the elders and the mud people, and that she's fine.
To be fair, it took him a long time to say she was fine. He, had to describe what he did before he was like, nothing happened. He couldn't just come out flat out in the beginning and be like, she's fine. I did this thing. He was like, I did the thing, or maybe not. Oh, yeah, she's fine. Don't worry about it.
Right.
He made her worry.
Just, how's Kara? Well, I did everything I could. Oh, my God. Did she die? No. Why would you think that? Mm-hmm. Well, why the fuck did you put it like that, dude? Yeah. So, Kahlan is fine. We've established that. She is raring to go. She asks Richard how he's doing, and he's like, I've been better.
And somebody, I think, pointed out to us, didn't they, that actually when Richard uses the sword in this way, not killing somebody with the sword.
It extracts a price.
Yeah. Either way, you feel pain afterwards.
Yep.
And we didn't really get that in that episode, I don't think, or in that chapter. They didn't go into him feeling absolutely wrecked inside by it. It hurt, but it didn't go into that again. We don't always see the repercussions of what happens. Even when he kills somebody with a sword anymore, we don't see him go to his knees. Is that because he's using it? He gets a built up tolerance for the pain?
Maybe. I think it has to do with his... Gosh.
Oh, wait.
His certainty.
The anger, that was the first time use of the sword, right? The anger protects him from the pain, usually.
Right. That's right.
That's why he had to know how to use his anger.
So it fucked him up the first time he did it because
he didn't wrap himself in the anger.
You gotta lean in.
Yeah, okay. All right. We're back on top.
Thank you. Oh, I gotta see. Oh, the sword takes the measure of the user. So I take that to mean the sword is judging his his anger level, his like certainty of, yes, I'm pissed off, and weighs that against the cost.
Yeah. First time use.
Yeah. Okay. I gotcha. Yeah. It's seeing what he's made out of.
Yeah. If he can handle it. And then, yeah. Okay. So, sword mechanics. We know this. We're back on top. Continue.
Okay. So, Richard asks again why the fuck Nadine is here. Kahlan says she's just staying for a visit and asks if he's met Dreffin yet. Undeterred, we're not even getting into that whole shit right now. He asks why Kahlan invited Nadine to stay, and she's like, dude, I had to. We can't ignore the Shota situation, and we have to figure out what her angle is. Plus, I mean, she helped me.
Did she? Would a soldier have not helped you more? I don't know. Maybe not.
That's arguable. And look, Richard doesn't like it either, but she has a point. And besides, Richard only marries smart women. So, it's not a bullshit reason. It's a legitimate one.
Okay, but we don't have to be nice to her while she's here. I feel like we could be more of assholes. While we're watching her.
I feel like the move there, I mean, the thing is they have a palace with tons and tons and tons and tons of room. So why not? She can stay in the castle. For us, though, we don't have a guest room of any sort. So, you're meeting up with somebody. It's like, well, there's a hotel, either the couch, which in this situation, no, not going to offer the couch.
Yeah.
There's a hotel just very near us, just down the road here. You could stay there. And it'll be fine. So, for Nadine, you just say, yeah, I'm sure you can find a room in town or something and figure that out.
Yeah, really, we don't need to interact or hang out at all anymore. You could, even in the palace, with their palace, with all the rooms, keep her in the palace, keep a couple guards on her, keep an eye on her for whatever the fuck Shota's trying to do, but do not keep pulling her closer and being like, okay, let's hang out, let's try and figure out why Shota brought you. No, that's the opposite of what you should do. You should keep her at arm's length and just have people keep an eye on her, and then hopefully she won't end up married to your man.
Al just said, you know that he's not going to end up with Nadine because he hasn't had a bath with her. He fucking nailed it. No matter what, he's like, no, avoid water and Nadine. She's like the gremlin. You can't get him wet.
No, don't get him wet.
Well, Kahlan says she can see why he liked Nadine. She's pretty. She's a healer. She gets it.
This is that little insecure part of her from the chapter a couple ago where she was feeling real bad for herself.
Yeah.
Coming out and trying to make Richard be like, hey, tell me you love me.
Al says she's a slut.
Well.
Oh, man.
She was easy. That's why you liked her.
Yeah,
I get it.
She was easy. It must have hurt you when you caught her kissing Michael. Richard's like, is that what she fucking told you? And it becomes very clear to Kahlan that Nadine was not totally honest with her.
Yeah, he doesn't tell her. He's just like, oh, that's what she fucking told you. That's the story she's going with. Cool. Cool. Great.
Immediately outing her.
Yeah.
Which I like.
Which makes it, obviously, she's downplaying whatever the fuck she did.
So, excuse me, but Richard says, we've got dead men by the pit, I've got guards I can't trust, a witch woman, and a fucking dream walker to deal with. There's a sister of the dark running around here somewhere. Half the army is sick. There are representatives waiting to see us, and a half-brother I've never met downstairs. Nadine issues with the truth can fucking wait.
To be
kind of losing my shit here, Kahlan.
Totally understand where he's coming from because, yeah, I mean, it seems a little petty that Kahlan's like, hey, so your ex, what happened there? Let's dive into your deep insecure issues with your ex.
Maybe not deep issues with my ex, but at the same time, there has to be a conversation between these two regarding Nadine and boundaries.
Yeah,
Richard, for whatever reason, is way more uncomfortable with her being around. So even if Kahlan is like, look, she's got to stay or whatever, like you said, there's still no reason for them to be with Nadine all the time.
Yeah.
If you're going to stay here long term, great. You're going to need some long-term housing, and that's not going to be in our house simply because you two have history. I trust you or I trust you. It doesn't really matter. It just, it sits wrong. We're not going to do it like that.
Yeah, well, it for a few reasons. Number one, Richard is uncomfortable with it. He doesn't want her around. So, okay.
That should kind of be reason enough.
That should be reason enough. But if that's your reason, I would like to know what happened that made you so uncomfortable you can't look at her.
Right. That's what I'm saying. A conversation definitely needs to be had so everything can get out on the table.
Yeah. Or, and also in that same vein, if Kahlan's bringing up at this juncture, like, yeah, there's more important things to deal with. But for Kahlan, with her very logical, smart-ass mind, if she is distracting right now by being like, your fucking ex, it's a problem for her.
Yeah, get it out of the way.
Yeah, she's obviously insecure. She doesn't like her here. Let her know what the problem was and why that bitch is not a problem and she never will be again.
Right? Let's see here. She's only an ex in her own mind, Richard and her. Damn it disappeared. I can pull it up here.
Where'd it go?
Oh, I can't find it. I don't know where that one came up at.
Richard and her never actually were a thing, I think is what he was trying to
Right,
get
yeah.
to.
She's technically not an ex then, is she?
Yes.
She's got ex vibes, though. I think we can all agree.
I think it doesn't matter if they were actually exes in, like, the truest sense, because if there's a person in the history that, like, even if you had no feelings for another person or you had slight feelings for another person, if I knew that they were all about your ass, we have problems.
Yeah, well, yeah, obviously they wouldn't stick around.
Yeah, you're fucking in love with my husband? Okay, cool.
A hard pass.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna be great friends.
Yes, crazy obsessed, self-proclaimed ex.
Crazy obsessed.
I can't talk. I was trying to read it fast.
You did great.
Oh, we just got a message from Tenno. Hi, from Sturgis Motorcycle Rally. Fuck yeah, dude. He's over at Sturgis. I'm calling me jealous, dude. I just said dude a couple times, dude. Hey, you want to come over and play motorcycles?
I wish I could. We didn't get on the motorcycle.
Yeah, we do. All right. Well, Kahlan says, and that's why you had that look in your eyes. He says, remember the whole never let a woman pick your path when there's a man in her line of sight thing? Well, Shota is picking your path right now. Plus, I want to know every word of what Mar Jigang, that guy, said. Actually, he calls him Jigang because at that time, Jigang was in Marlon's brain, so it's Jigang.
Now, on one hand, Richard is dismissing Kahlan's worries by saying, you're letting a woman pick your path right now. But on the other hand, he's not wrong because of what Shota said, Kahlan is bringing this woman into their lives and integrating her in there pretty tightly.
Yeah, 100%.
Because she's worried about what Shota said. Instead of being like, nope, not worried, disappear, bitch. Which would cause her to not be there to marry, right?
Right. That's right. She wouldn't be there. Problem would be solved.
Yeah. But whatever.
So she says, why don't you just yell at me? Get it over with. He's like, look, I don't want to yell. I want to protect you. I want to marry you. What the hell? Is this avoidance, Richard? Yeah, I'm a little irritated with you, Kahlan. That doesn't mean I don't love you. But please, can we just do it my way for a bit? Because we did it your way. Remember, like yesterday? Let's do it my way for just a little while, please, so I can keep my head together.
Comparatively to his conversation with his Mort Sith and everybody else who was involved, though, it feels weirdly hollow to me. Like, they don't have a conversation about who's in charge. Like, hey, you made rules, I made rules, we both should be equal here. Maybe I made a bad choice. We both don't always make the best choices,
right.
But you have a right to be angry, and he should be angry at her for what she did after everything that happened, after how angry he was at his guards. But also, she should maybe be angry, or at least have a feeling in herself of him being upset at her having her own thoughts and opinions and wanting to do things in her own goddamn palace.
Her house, her rules.
Yeah, instead of this like, oh, I don't want to be mad at you, let me just protect you, let's all hug and it's all fine between us, even though I almost killed one of my guards because of what you fucking did.
Which is still just crazy to me.
Yeah.
All right, well, he says he thinks he figured out a way to make it work with having their wedding with the Mud People. She's like, really? He's like, yeah, step 1. Tell me everything that happened with Marlin. You tried to get out of that question? No. This is still happening. And then she does. She literally tells him the whole thing. Everything we've read in the book up until now, she recounts to Richard. Other than that one moment when they were alone together and said God knows what between the two.
Yeah, the one moment that we missed.
So, I'm sorry, I totally lost my place. Somebody's bowling upstairs or perhaps wrestling. I don't know what's going on up there.
They're having a party.
She tells him, oh, yeah, there it is. While she tells him all of this story, he is staring through the doors that she was at, and he's staring at the Wizard's Keep in the distance. I kind of picture him trying to look like Kahlan did, because she was all perfect and sexy in front of the open window, and he's all yeah, I could do that too, but it's not quite working the same.
That blue steel.
When she asks him why he's doing that, he says he's trying to figure out what Amelia was doing in there and what Marlin was going to do there. But she just said, Jagang didn't want me to know. He didn't say.
Marlin wasn't going to do shit. Marlin was taking an absolute crazy-ass run down the end zone naked, trying to get to the other side.
Yeah, he was going to try and get there, but in the state he was in...
Yeah, he probably was just going to, throw some books on the floor. He had no fucking plan. There's no way. But, Richard has access to that fucking building, so if he just decided to be I'm going to take the afternoon off from other activities, and I'm going to go take a stroll over there and see if anything's different, he could. It would probably not hurt at this point.
She asks him if he's seen the prophecy in the pit. He says he has, but he'll have to translate it.
Liar.
She tries to call his bluff, but she can tell he knows what it says. But like we know, prophecies are more than just their words. Besides that, just because Jagang found one doesn't mean that he could set it off. Right? Let's hope.
Yeah, hopefully.
Kinda. She's like, yeah, he said proof he did would come with the red moon, and that's not very likely. So, we're fine, dude. Let's just not even worry about it. It's fine.
Don't stress.
Richard spins around. She didn't tell him that before. She asks him if he knows what it means, and he tells her the moon was red last night.
Wild.
Wild. Whoa. It's crazy, man. Did I get you?
Something got me. I don't know. I just made a mess.
All right. Paper towels over there. So he's never seen anything like it. That's why he came back early. It freaked him the hell out. He's never seen a red moon.
Oh, not what we were led to believe.
I don't, personally, I have seen different colored moons, and I guess I've seen it when you could call it red. It was actually pretty orange last night, now that I think about it.
Yeah.
But in no way, if I look up at the moon and see it's got a red hue, am I going to, call Jade and be like, dude, you okay? I just saw a red moon, and I was worried about you.
But this is back then when, if the moon was red, people fucking panicked and thought the world was ending. Because, back in, way back, thousands and thousands of years ago in the world, if weird shit happened in the sky, you were gonna die.
Yeah, that's fair.
Omens from God.
The only other thing I can think of is this is not just naturally red hue. This is blood red with scary fucking clouds surrounding it, so it looks like something is up.
Yeah, and maybe in the Midlands world, they don't have naturally occurring red moons or anything like that, so it's never happened before in Richard's life. Or, I don't know, just, it's something weird you've never seen before.
It's fucking scary.
Yeah. Werewolves!
That makes me uncomfortable. I'm gonna go to my safe place now.
Yeah. Where's my Blake?
So she asks him to tell her what the prophecy says. And he tries to think of a lie that she'll believe, but he can't. So he decides, we're doing this thing. He whispers, I will not, because it's a podcast. On the red moon will come the firestorm.
Wait. This is what I thought was funny, is that he got all like, oh my god, Kahlan, you didn't say the red moon at all when you told me earlier. But the fucking prophecy mentions the red moon, so why did...
She hasn't heard the prophecy yet.
I know,
she couldn't read it.
I know she hasn't. But he got upset because Jagang apparently said that proof would come with the red moon, right?
You're saying that he saw the red moon, then read the prophecy...
Yeah.
And didn't freak out until Kahlan said the moon was red?
Until Kahlan said...
Kahlan said it wouldn't happen.
Until the moon... Jagang said that the moon would be red when it happened. But the prophecy...
that'll be the proof. But the red moon is in the prophecy, so you would kind of assume that the two things are connected, wouldn't you?
Yeah. You would assume that the red moon would be proof of the prophecy that you just read that just appeared, right?
Like, well, shit, this is... While we know that prophecies are more than just the sum of their words, but yeah...
That seems like a literal fucking
You would jump, for sure.
Yeah.
I would jump. I'd be like, yeah, no, this shit is happening now.
Instead of being like, what? He didn't say anything about the red moon. He did, though. He carved it in your wall.
It's there permanently. You can still see it. Okay, so on the red moon will come the firestorm. The one bonded to the blade will watch as his people die. If he does nothing, then he and all those he loves will die in its heat. For no blade forged of steel or conjured of sorcery can touch this foe.
It's pretty bad.
Doesn't sound good, buddy.
No.
Silence fills the room. Kahlan knows it's a bound fork prophecy, and she demands to know the rest of it.
She's like, bitch, don't even try to tell me that was
I know it doesn't end there. There's definitely a third line carved in the wall. I can't read it, but it's there. So Richard has to get in the right frame of mind here. He clutches the sword and he prays to the spirits. Let her hear the words and not my dread. Let me at least spare her that. He's being tough for her. He's like, I'm not scared. We'll figure it out. It'll be fine. He's terrified though.
Yeah.
And then he clutches his sword and thinks, show no fear. And the rest of the prophecy goes like this. To quench the inferno, he must seek the remedy in the wind. Lightning will find him on that path, for the one in white, his true beloved, will betray him in her blood.
Bum, bum, bum!
And that is it. That's the fucking chapter.
See, and I know that this has nothing to do with it, but every time they talk about the wind, I think about Zed. And Zed has nothing to do with this prophecy, spoiler alert. And it's funny to me that
because he's the wind of death.
Yeah, he's the wind of death. But every time they talk about the wind, I'm like, this guy, something's gonna happen with Zed, but fucking no.
Well, and if you think about it too, it's like seek the remedy in the wind. Who's the wind? Zed's the wind. Let's go ask Zed what we need to do because he's the first wizard and the wind of death, and maybe that's what it means. That would be my assumption.
Yeah, mine too. But apparently not. I don't know. I know that we will find out all the different ins and outs of it. But
Al says the last thing you want is Zed hunting you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, facts.
Agreed.
Although I would totally take a book. Like, I know that there's that earlier book of Zed when he was younger, and you get a little taste of it. But I wish we would have gotten more time. Yes, Dead of Bones. That's the one.
That's right.
That's what it's called. I wish we would have gotten a longer book of Zed being a badass.
I like young Zed. I mean, for an old guy, he's still pretty spry, and I like that about him. But young Zed just has the attitude. You know what I mean? I love it.
I think I like him better as an old man, because as a young man, I feel like sometimes that attitude can come off as arrogant.
Cocky.
Cocky, and it takes... I
can see that.
But when you have an old man, you're like, that man he earned the right to be cocky, obviously, or he wouldn't be. Life would have beat him down by now. And it hasn't. So, old man must be old and sassy for a fucking reason. Don't fuck with him.
He's got the wisdom now.
Yeah.
He knows better. All right. Well, before we end this episode, we are going to do another listener email.
Yay!
Fuck yeah.
I love those.
You know what? It's kind of maybe he just left the chat. I know he was there just a moment ago, but this is actually from Tenno.
Yeah, he was here.
He's at the Sturgis Motorcycle Rally right now. And again, super jealous.
Yeah.
Anyways, he says, hey guys, I'm new around these parts and I'm currently doing a listen through. I'm listening to you guys on the second book currently. I love this podcast. You guys are so much fun. I love the beer breaks and all the nicknames the characters get. Some of my favorite parts of the podcast, though, are when Jade loses it and is stuck laughing uncontrollably for minutes at a time.
I think those are probably my favorite, too.
I almost got her today. She got a handle on it, though, pretty quick. I will keep trying. Always brings a smile and a chuckle to the surface. Thank you guys for doing this podcast. I'm going to keep binging the show until I'm caught up. See you then, Tenno. Well, thank you, Tenno.
Well, you'll see this when you get here eventually.
That's
you'll be
right.
Like, hey, that's me. I sent that
was me.
way back then. It'll be like time travel.
Yeah, kind of. I'm just not smart enough to keep up with the whole time travel thing.
Yeah,
Every time they're like, but if you go backwards and you can't see yourself, it's a double ripple, and then technically you're stuck in a spiral.
I'm just saying, for him, technically, his email got sent to the future because he's going to listen to it, and he's going to be like, I said that forever ago, but I haven't gotten here yet. You know?
Yes.
Whatever. I get it.
Well, if you guys enjoyed this episode and wanted to let us know what you thought about it, you can send us an email at podcastatt@gmail.com, or you can find us on any of our social medias at podcast.
ATT.
Nailed it. And if you wanted to directly support this podcast, you can go to patreon.com/podcast
ATT.
and make a pledge of any amount, and that actually will give you access to the Discord that we were live on while recording this episode, so we can chat with you guys during the recording. Oh yeah, Al added, you can also get a really cool drawing from Jade. In fact, with Al, me and him just had a probably close to 45-minute long conversation with Jade about objectivism, the philosophy that Terry Goodkind was into, and we're going to be posting that soon. But in that conversation, he was just like, check it out. I got Jade's picture. He's got it hanging up on the wall. He framed it.
Yeah, I feel very special.
That was so cool.
I don't know. I feel like sometimes that my stuff doesn't deserve a frame, but I am very happy that one did. And it's on the wall forever. That's Nikki. That's what that one was.
That's right. That's right. And she was looking extra sexy.
That was the point.
That was the point. And you did a damn good job, too. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for listening.
Thank you!
We will see you real soon.
Bye, except for our Patreon people who are there, and we will be there with you in a second.
Just momentarily.
Yeah, or we won't leave.